Do lottery winners go broke as soon as they get paid? That's certainly been the rumor. That the people that win the lottery are the type that are going to squander it, ending up no better than they were before. One number that gets tossed around often is that 70% of lottery winners end up bankrupt in just a few years, according to the National Endowment for Financial Education, or the NEFE. The problem is that it's a lie. Most places where I saw this figure didn't actually link out to the source, a brochure. The brochure itself was for a 2001 event held by the NEFE called the Financial Psychology and Life-Changing Events Think Tank. It didn't look at lottery winners specifically, but those who came into a sudden windfall of cash. That 70% figure includes everyone that received a large amount of money, though there was no source for it. In 2018, the NEFE even put out a disclaimer that their studies didn't show that lottery winners went broke. It included this line about that 70% number, quote, "This statement was made independently and without verification from the NEFE," end quote. It's a bit ridiculous that the number keeps getting bandied about. The slightest bit of searching would have led to the NEFE disclaimer, as well as the original brochure and what it actually says. But lottery winners present an easy target. They won thanks to sheer dumb luck. Saying that someone who cashed out their stock options or inherited some cash from their parents is just as likely to squander it as a lottery winner, despite the receipt of the stock options and the inheritance being as ascribable to dumb luck as the lottery, somehow seems less like dumb luck than getting money for choosing the right random numbers. There have been some studies done on the long-term happiness of lottery winners, including long-run effects of lottery wealth on psychological well-being. The study found something that we implicitly know, though sometimes might wish to pretend otherwise, that money is awesome and that it makes you happier. The paper puts it pretty bluntly in the introduction. In a 2018 interview with Gina Martinez at Time magazine, one of the authors of the study, David Cesarini, put it succinctly, saying, quote, "People who won large sums of money were still wealthier 10 years after the fact, compared to people who won small sums of money," end quote. Another study from 1987, Lottery Winners, The Myth and Reality by H. Roy Kaplan, seems to support this. Kaplan found that few people actually quit their jobs and that people rarely squandered their money. It's important to note that Cesarini doesn't deny that some people squandered the money, but certainly not to the extent that rumors would have you believe. And this wasn't a short-term burst of happiness either. So why does the rumor persist? Why do people think that people that win the lottery are miserable? There's probably a few reasons. 1. Jealousy and envy. It seems to be the most obvious answer, and I think it's an understandable first reaction. The winners just chose some lucky numbers. Skill, hard work, or intelligence didn't factor into it. Some people want the lottery winners to fail. Some do, and some do spectacularly, but most don't. 2. Those that don't adjust well or lost their money make for good examples about the dangers of living lavish. They're ready examples for people to point to and try to avoid, perhaps for when they themselves win the lottery or come into some money. It's basically a parable of greed and ostentatiousness. 3. More basically, it's entertainment, isn't it? To see someone collapse so spectacularly shouldn't be entertaining, but it is. We think, this person had it all. They could have given their family and their future generations such a good life, but they wasted it on the stupidest stuff. It's like Icarus flying too close to the sun, but for modern times. How we perceive lottery winners says more about us than them, I think. Now, am I suggesting that you go out and buy tickets? No, you probably won't win. But if you do buy tickets, and if you do win, don't think that you're going to waste it all. You'll probably make wiser decisions than you give yourself credit for. Richard Lustig won the lottery 7 times, and he put it pretty succinctly. Quote, "I've been rich and I've been poor, and I like rich a whole lot better." End quote. If you want to explore these studies and the brochure deeper, I've linked them all in the description. I'm also curious to know what you think. Do you think the lottery is good or bad? And do you think the winners might have been unfairly maligned over the years? Let me know in the comments below or shoot me an email. I'm pretty accessible.